What's going on, guys? It's your man Ed Hayes, the wholesale coach here, back for another video. And in this video, man, this is going to be a gem of a video for all of you all out there who may already have some cold callers on deck, or you're thinking about hiring on some cold callers. We're going to be talking about how to actually vet those cold callers, how to make sure that these people are actually getting the job done out here for your business. So, man, go ahead, hit that like button for me. Now, I hope y'all appreciate the value, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get into it.
With me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a...
All right, guys. So like I said, this video is primarily going to focus on once you've actually hired your cold caller, what to do from there. I noticed that not a lot of people actually make videos about that. So the first thing that you want to do once you have a cold caller on deck is that you want to make sure that you set very, very, very clear expectations of what you want them to be doing on a daily basis. You have to paint a picture for them and let them know without any confusion, this is what I'm looking for. So when it comes to that, what I recommend is usually, more often than not, if you have a cold caller on a 4-hour shift, they can usually make about 400 calls. Plus or minus something, right? Maybe about plus or minus 50 to 100, something like that, depending on how many actual conversations they were on. Now, on an 8-hour shift, usually they're making between 800 to 1,000 calls a day. Now, you want to make sure that now that I've told you that, you want to make sure that your cold callers are actually living up to those expectations, or that you want to make sure that they're hitting the bar every single day, or at least getting pretty close to it. Otherwise, those can be signs that they're not actually getting the job done. So make sure that you actually lay out those expectations from day one. Like, now, once you've laid out those expectations, they start to actually make those phone calls. You want to make sure that you're tracking and analyzing everything that they're doing. How many people did they speak with? How many voicemails did they leave? How many total people were called? Things like that. You actually want to be tracking all of their KPIs. I do have a video on the channel. I'll probably link it up above where you all can check it out. It's a free KPI tracker that you can download, so you can really start to get in detail on what's really going on in your business, breaking down the numbers. Now, next, guys, and this is a really, really important one that a lot of people just for some reason don't do, and it's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people get kind of finessed by a lot of these cold callers out here, is because you have to listen to their calls, guys. You got to listen to some of these phone calls when you have a cold caller on deck. So you want to go into your Mojo, go into your call tools, whatever you're using to make your calls, and then you want to go to the recording section and you want to listen to those actual phone calls. So as you listen to those phone calls, really pay attention to what they're saying. Are they really representing your business the way that you want them to? And if not, then you definitely need to take notes on those phone calls. Listen, let's say for instance they talked to 25 people. Maybe go back through, listen to 8 to 10 of those phone calls. Really get a feel for what they sound like on these calls. And you really, really want to make sure that you're doing this very early on into them making calls, so then you can kind of reprimand them and actually have a conversation about what they can do better. So basically, once you listen to the phone calls, then you want to provide guidance and feedback to them based off those phone calls and what you've heard. So if you hear that, maybe they're giving up a little bit too easy, or, they're saying the wrong business name even, or, it can be all types of things. They could be sleeping on the phone calls, guys. I've seen that happen. I've literally seen people get finessed out of hundreds or even thousands of dollars by cold callers just because they weren't really tracking, analyzing, and doing a lot of these things that we're talking about in this video. So, man, if y'all finding value in this video already, man, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here.
Push the button. Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
All right, so you got your cold caller on deck. You're listening to their phone calls. You're providing great feedback and guidance to them. Now you want to start giving them opportunities to earn bonuses. But the best way that I've learned to go about giving people bonuses is to allow those bonuses to be basically on their own terms. Allow them to have bonuses that they can control, if that makes sense. So for example, like, if your normal goals for like leads per week is like, let's say 5 leads per week, you want them to get 1 per day that you have them working, then you could tell them like, hey, if you're able to get like, 7 leads, any lead over 5 leads, I'll give you like an additional amount of dollars, something like that. So it's like you encourage them to go a little bit harder to try to get a little bit more out of the pipeline. Maybe if they're making 2,000 calls a week, you try to push them to make 2,500, and you incentivize them to do that. Like, hey, if you got multiple callers, be like, hey, whoever gets the most leads this week, I'm going to give you all a bonus. So like have bonuses that are within people's control versus making it like, hey, when I close a deal, then I'll give you a commission. That's great. Like I say, do that as well. But if you want to motivate your team in the interim, like before you even get the deals and in between the deals, definitely offer them ways to get bonuses that are within their control. Now, we're more than willing to pay people to do extra work, right? But we also have to make sure that we're not allowing these cold callers to waste our money. I realize a lot of people allow cold callers to waste a ton of their money. So you want to make sure that you're really, really, really paying attention and getting super detailed and focused and honing in on exactly what they're doing right now, what they need to be doing going forward in the first 3 to 7 days of them working. Honestly, like if you realize pretty quickly that these people are kind of incompetent or they don't have the ability to get it done, do not let these people waste your money or represent your business in a negative light.
You smart.
Just because you're trying to be a nice person or it's hard for you to do it or you got a personal connection with whatever it is, you're losing money at the moment. So we have to be very decisive out here when it comes to our team. We can't allow our team to be corrupted by people if they're not actually getting the job done, because one bad apple can spoil the entire bunch. Your entire team can come crippling down if you have one person that's always late, always, being rude on the phone calls, or always like coming to your training sessions late, or whatever it may be. If that starts to rub off on other people in the organization, it can be poisonous to the actual like energy that you're trying to build within your organization. So do not allow people to waste your money or corrupt your organization. Now, also, guys, and I'm going to be wrapping this video up soon, but also, I always say this when it comes to us hiring staff members in general. Always remember, these people don't work for you. You work for them. It's your job to make sure that they actually get the best results out there. So if you have crappy software, or you never get them leads on time, or you're not giving them guidance and feedback on the calls, or setting very clear expectations, don't expect your business to just flow like a well-oiled machine if you're not the one that's actually at the conductor site. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be the one that's actually holding it down. You have to make sure that they have everything that they need to get out here and win. That's your job. So always remember that, guys. I think that that's something that a lot of us forget, or like when you hire on these virtual assistants, a lot of people think that like, hey, this person is going to run my entire business for me. Thank God. But they don't realize that there's a lot of training involved with something like that. Like, you have to actually show these people step by step how to actually do everything that you need them to do. So then you know that they know how to do it because they saw you do it. Not to mention, even on those phone calls, even when it comes to leaving voicemails, like every single thing you want to be tracking and analyzing, just making sure that they're actually getting the best results. Most people want to do a good job for you, but you have to have the ability to lead your cold callers as well, guys. So don't forget that. I think that that's one of the most important things that a lot of us forget, or we assume that the cold caller is somehow going to be this magical person that's just going to run our business straight to $1 million and we're going to be able to retire and stuff like that or whatever. But more often than not, it's going to be like a hit or miss situation very often when it comes to hiring virtual assistants. Anyway, though, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video, man. Like, I hope that this video provided some value, man. Like, if it has, definitely, like, comment, share this video with others, and definitely, feel free to check out some of these other videos on my channel, guys. Binge watch these videos, man. I got everything laid out for you. I even have a playlist on my channel. It's just titled Free Wholesaling Course from the Wholesale Coach. All of the videos that are like how-to types of videos will be right in there, guys. Start binge watching these videos. And if you've already got cold callers, you're watching this video, if you're thinking about hiring on some cold callers, I also got a couple people that I've personally gotten cold callers from before in the past. That's going to be linked down below, so definitely feel free to check out these people. They're verified out here. These people have been vetted. Let's put it like that. So guys, I hope that y'all staying healthy, staying blessed as always, man. And yeah, man, y'all already know, man. Till next time, we are hoops.